name is Thomas Gerard Fitzgerald. I'm living here at the foot of Knockmill Downs, farming on the same homestead that my family have farmed since the 1600s. My son actually have built a house on the site of the original farmstead that's there since the 1600s. And today we are being faced with eviction from the Knockmill Down Mountains by Lord Burlington, the Duke of Devonshire and the Lismore estates, due to the 900% of rent increase that they're placing on the commonage, which will make it non-viable for us going forward. My family have been here through famine and wars, through risings, 1798, 1916, the 1920s. And my grandmother, Maggie Fitzgerald, she came from just here, and she was a famous woman in the area, because she, up until the day she died in 1987, she had a grenade as a doorstopper that was left behind by Liam Lynch in the Flying Column in the 1920s. My granduncles fought. They lived here, they fought, and one of them even at one stage when we were having a discussion on the Times, he cut his medals that he got from 1916 and the 1920s and threw them on the table. He said, for everything we went through, every time I went outside the door, I risked my life, and the same people still own it to this day. He said, we fought for nothing. My grandfather on my mother's side, Jack Murphy, fought in the Civil War, imprisoned during the war of it, in the
Tan War and the Civil War.
He was in prison for his Republican beliefs. Same belief, he fought for a united Ireland. He believed that every mountain, river, lake and forest should be nationalised for the people of Ireland and not be in the hands of private individuals, foreign individuals. So today, it's ironic that 100 years later, that his grandson or his grandnephews can be evicted from these mountains because of an absentee landlord.
Yeah. And Thomas, the lovely mountain that we're looking at here,
that's Knockmill Down itself. That's the actual Knockmill Down.
Yeah.
My land is just one step at the other side of where we're talking from now. I'm bounding the commonage. And we farmed it with over 400 years.
Yeah. So am I looking up at where does your land go? Over to the right here?
All my land is right behind you.
Right behind, yeah. Okay.
Right there. That's all my land back there.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is the commonage. There's over 5,000 acres here, claimed by the Lismore estate, Lord Burlington, Duke of Devonshire. All the mountain you can see here now.
Yeah.
All of it. Out to the statue at Baylock.
Yeah.
Left and right is claimed by the Duke of Devonshire and Lord Burlington.
Yeah. And they confiscated it during the 1700s illegally from the Irish, the native Irish.
Where else could they get it like that? You go around, I can show you all the ruins of houses from going back before the famine. Just above me here, as this boreen comes up from the front door of my grandmother's home place, there's boolie houses above in the mountains. The ruins, I saw my granduncles, this is true, my granduncles used to use them when they were cutting off. And the story my granduncles used to tell me when they were kids, and their parents before them, they'd be hunted up the mountain during the summer to mind a couple of cows while they saved the field for maybe hay and another field for oats. They keep the cattle up in the mountain, and they'd spend the whole summer above in these little boolie houses.
And people used to live in them?
Or the kids, they'd send the children up to mind the cows and the sheep. They'd keep the cows up there for the entire summer while they'd saved a few fields for the hay and a field for corn. And there's about 9 boolie houses above there. I can show you between here now.
Go away, how far up would you have?
No, there's just there at the Butted Brow on the flat. Is the first one, and in the next glen then there's 2.
Yeah.
And the glen further out towards the statue outside, there's about 6.
And they were lived in up until the famine, probably.
They were lived in up after the famine. Because my grand-uncle told me that his parents, and he as a child, was sent up there to mind the cattle during the summer. That was his summer. They'd send them off up. They didn't go to school much, he'd tell you that. They learnt it from the scholars on the way home, as he often said. But that was their summer, up, keep the cattle on the hill, and then they'd have a bit of hay and oats for the winter. And
of course your family then were active. This would have been a safe house behind us.
Oh, they were all safe. My grandmother's house, where she moved down to where the Fitzgeralds are down further. That was a noted safe, one of the noted safe houses in the area. Same as the Quirks here. All along here was safe houses. There was only a few houses, but they were all loyal to the cause that they were. Yeah. Everyone all died out now. Yeah. We're actually the last sheep farming family right at the foot of Knockmill Down. You go 10 miles towards Cloheen, there's not one. You have to go back 3-4 miles towards Lismore to meet the next traditional hill sheep farmer. We are actually the last on this mountain, at the foot of the mountain, living.
It's unbelievable stuff. It's like stepping back in time, listening to this story, and it's like the colonial times. I'm delighted that the papers are covering it. I'm delighted that, I know you, Thomas, you're a great supporter of everything we do in Tipperary with the commemorations, and you're a proud Irish Republican.
Oh, I believe that every young fella and every child should be taught this. They're not taught in school, that they're not.
Yeah, and you'll have the support of all the Tipperary, the real Tipperary people behind you here as well, just to let you know.
I appreciate that, because the fight we have is, like, I'm facing eviction.
Yeah, and just looking at this lovely, the mountainside, and look, it's lovely to see the tricolour flying as well. But Thomas, all I can say is we'll keep highlighting this, and you're not for quitting this.
Oh no, I was actually on live line there today, and my neighbour Mike Marsty across the glen, and Mike even stated on the radio today he's willing to go to prison for this. Like myself, our back is to the wall. We have nowhere else to go. If we get evicted, what am I going to do at 63 years of age? I can't turn around to my son and say make a living here, and he have 2 young sons of his own coming up, only children. Like, there's no future here for us.
What has gone wrong at all with the country? People need to wake up.
And what is the cruelest thing of all, history is noted as being cruel and a habit of repeating itself. Today now, even, like, I have roughly 130 acres of private land, right? 50% of it is mountainous land, right? I am not being paid any payments from the government last year, like entitlements or acres. And the reason being given, right? Not even on my own private land. They're saying that there's 2 ways I can get paid. Is one, pay whatever increase to the Duke of Devonshire for the commonage, or the other one is to take it out of my application, which I'd be taking my claim off the mountain, and then they pay me on my private land. Unless I do either one of the 2 of them, they won't pay me on my own private land. So it's ironic.
Shocking.
An Irish citizen owns his own land,
Yeah.
and a foreign landlord can hold up my payments. My brother's the same. My brother and myself have not been paid last year for anything.
How can this make sense in 2026 that the Irish people are still being held by a foreign people that come in and planted the family, that are planted our country, and still own thousands of acres, Thomas? It's a shocking story. Yeah, and just shows you the treaty where that went wrong and these people were left.
Exactly, like the treaty. This shows how, as a matter of fact, as a historical fact now for this one, as you look across there, there's a forestry, 1,100 acres, right? Right across there. How the Lismore estate held on to the estate in the 1920s, when the Free State was formed, there was a murmur went out saying, oh, they're going to nationalise everything. So the Lismore estate, i.e. the Duke of Devonshire, came up with a brilliant idea. Donate 1,100 acres a mountain to the Irish state, and we keep 8,000. So that forestry is the 1,100 acres that they donated to the state in order to save 8,000 for themselves.
Yeah. Land that was originally, as I say, taken. So look, it's a sad state of affairs, but Thomas, fair play to you for standing up, fair play to you for telling your story, and I'll keep the videos out there. And as I say, all the Tipperary Independent Republican movement are behind you. I've loads of lads phoned me, I told them I was coming up to you, and anything we can do to help you, we'll be here.
I appreciate that. All the traditional farms up here appreciate that, because like, you're our last call nearly at this stage.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Thomas.
Thank you very much, Tom. Thanks a million.